Oh, look at that, the recording actually turned on properly this time. What a small miracle!
Molten meltdown.
Thank you. I also misread that as Molten Mayhem for a second, and then didn't comment on it because I was so confused about why the dialogue was delayed, but never mind.
Down in the dirt.
Indeed.
Seamless.
Which, ironically, you can see the seams of the image on. But never mind, it doesn't matter. I can guess what that one's about, and I can probably guess what that one's about. Let's have a look at this one, because this will probably involve lava, and everyone knows how much I love lava. Oh my giddy aunt. Oh my giddy aunt, I really shouldn't have done this recording so soon after turning the computer on, should I? Should have let it warm up a bit more. Our scanners aboard the LMS Explorer I think you mean have detected, but never mind, a wide variety of caverns rich with energy crystals and ore. Build up your base and collect 54 energy crystals, bizarrely specific number. But beware, the caverns contain molten lava, which may endanger your base. Oh. Bloody hell. Cool music, but I can't even begin to tell you precisely how much I hate lava. Oh, this is gonna go tremendously. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more Manic Miners. At least we seem to have plenty of oxygen, which is excellent, so we can bring down plenty of peeps. Would be my recommendation when it comes to surviving this. I feel like having a lot of people is the only way I am going to get through this in one piece, specifically a piece which isn't on fire. Cool, spooky music. Is this still the music that was from the settings, the sound? Also, the settings menu doesn't pause the stuff. Okay, curious. Okay, yeah, it is still that. It is still that stuff from before. So that is good to know. Right, let me see how much more of this I can battle back, because I don't want to lose any of these pieces. Unless it's absolutely necessary, but at least this will give me a very good use for the large volumes of ore that I usually have, but have no purpose for. So, yeah, dying horrific deaths. Am I insane? The answer to that question is yes, but am I insane for a very specific reason, and that specific reason is that I seem to remember they needed spades for both building power path and for removing erosions. Didn't they need to place the two pieces of ore and then use a spade, which is why the small transport truck wasn't able to do these things on its own, because it could place it down, but it couldn't put the... You didn't have a spade, of course, which could be used for completing the job. I know that was the case with Power Path. I can't remember if it was the case with this, but it does not seem anymore that the case is that you need a spade, which is interesting. I wonder why they've changed that. Perhaps because of the small transport truck issue. Well, it wasn't really an issue, it was just a gameplay mechanic. But, yes, I am curious. I am curious to know if I'm going crazy misremembering things, or whether in reality I am correct. I don't know. What I also don't know is what the hell we've got in store for us. Could anybody... Oh, I was going to say, could anyone pick up any ore and put it in here? But no, you kind of couldn't, because it's kind of all being reserved for other jobs at the minute. Sorry about that. But yeah, I of course have no idea what we're going to find in this level, or the next one that we'll do today, because, of course, this is... these are more original levels. Ones that Baz has created by his mischievous self, rather than things that I already recognise. Oh, this will be an interesting test. Okay, so erosion can begin, and putting the two pieces of ore down putting the ore down won't just correct the erosion, it will continue to build the power path on top of it, which is interesting. Again, I feel like that was different in the past, but perhaps I am a crazy. I was rather hoping we'd be able to punch through here and find out what this great big blob is. But the blob will have to wait for the time being. Okay, good. Now we're starting to make some progress, so let me pop down a few buildings and put the... I'm slightly hesitant to put no, of course you wouldn't. I'm slightly hesitant to there we are, thank you, to put this here, because I feel like that's very close to the lava. And I seem to have vivid memories of all of my buildings getting destroyed the time in the campaign we were doing Lake of Fire. Was it Lake of Fire, or was it a customs level, like Lake of Fire 2, or something to that rough degree? I'm honestly not sure, but I imagine it was something similar. And I didn't enjoy it at the time, because I don't like lava, but at least the lava seems to progress at a vaguely sensible rate these days, and I can change the lava erosion rate if I want to, using the buttons in the settings. So isn't that just awesome? As far as I'm concerned, the answer to that question is yes. What's slightly less awesome is getting this thing into position. Thank you very much. I really hope one day that we do get some kind of rotational button. Like I can just like get a thing out and then like press R or something and it will like automatically like switch positions, but like circle around a point in order to try and get things to be where you want them to be. I think that would be quite nice. I'm also slightly regretting not building the base more this direction, but never mind. Shall we have a look on the old radar and see what we can see? Not a great deal is the answer to that question. So we've got some stuff here which is dirt. That explains why I don't recognise the colour. But yeah, it looks like we're going to have to push our way through here. There's simply nowhere else to go except deeper into the lava. Oh good, I love lava. Lava's awesome, apart from in all of the ways in which it isn't. I'm assuming that this isn't going to erode, otherwise it probably would have by now, which is at least an interesting and useful piece of information to have. I'm actually going to build the support station here for the sake of moving it ever so slightly further away from the lava and ever so slightly closer to where the people are going to be. Do you notice how they're walking along the edge of here, and specifically making a point of not walking on the power path, even though walking on the power path would speed them up a bit? I get that that would be a slightly longer line to travel along, but surely this increase in the speed has got to offset that. I am no mathematologist, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I feel like breaking through this piece is going to be pretty... Oh, I was going to say it'd be pretty darn stupid, but no, this piece would survive. I think. Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure that piece would survive. I thought it would expose that piece and then the lava would start eroding again, but I don't think that's true. I think I'm being a bit of a stupid face. Right then, what have we got? Nothing. Kitty hunt. On the one hand, I want to find big caverns, because, you know, that's visually interesting to show you. On the other hand, I kind of don't want to find big caverns, because when that happens, of course, we are likely to encounter more lava. But never mind. How many people can I have here? Presumably only 10, because there's no way I would have beamed down 20. Because frankly, that leaves things getting a little too busy. I do find myself wondering if perhaps I should watch where I'm putting my feet. Frankly, I'm surprised your hat didn't fly off, but never mind. Let me mend this with all of the various different hotkeys you can do with that. Oh, you can't even see that. I'm sorry. It says that you can do it with R, Q, or E in order to do that, so isn't that just lovely? Wish it was as lovely as the frame rate. That was sarcasm, in case you couldn't tell. Let me see if I can mend the frame rate, because the frame rate's always buggered in this game. Or rather, in the recording of this game. And then, then we'll carry on with life. That's better. So if you open the settings here, everything's paused. But if you open the settings through here, everything's resumed. Interesting. So you can decide whether the settings menu pauses things depending on how you open the thing. How is that started again? Oh, for goodness sake! I'm going to let it progress a little further before I mend it again. Otherwise, I'm just going to waste all the time. The frame rate looks slightly better. The thing is I can never remember whether it's just the preview in OBS that gets screwed or whether it's the actual video or not. I can't remember because I'm stupid. Alright, let's bring down a truck or two, I reckon, if I could find the button. Thank you very much. Goodness, I'm tired. I'm not supposed to be that frickin' tired. Right, let me get a couple of people into a couple of trucks. That way they can be moving the ore onto places where we need to mend it all the sooner and all the faster, which should make life a little easier for us. Who can I put in next? Who's going to finish their sandwich first? You are, Sparks! Get in the truck! And because you're driving it and I'm not driving it, and the fact that this isn't the PS1 version where all the trucks drive at 15,000 million miles an hour, then hopefully you won't crash into the lava and die. Wouldn't that be absolutely spiffing? Can I... Oh, you can see that on here. Doesn't come up with a message saying what it is, but of course it's a nice recognisable thing. Speaking of erosions. Oh no, this is going to get all ruined. What a tragedy. It doesn't really matter though. But, yeah, at least that means you could sort of leave the map, say, in a position like this, and you wouldn't need to keep swinging back in order to see what was getting spoiled by the lava and what wasn't. And I think you should be able to, yeah, if you hold the mouse down, you can bring the camera back to this place immediately to get back on with your business. Oh goodness, we are about to expose the next cavern. And when that happens, I'm going to get a little bit nervous, because it's probably going to be full of magma. We're going to have to drill through 2 more walls in order to get through this, aren't we? So let me dedicate a couple of people to doing that. Would you leave all of that stuff alone? We've got trucks for a reason, people, for goodness sake. Yeah, let's get through this nice and quickly, because I want to, yeah, I won't get straight on... Oh, no, no, we're going to have to clear the rubble on this first. Oh, gosh. Oh, goodness. And no one's here to clear the rubble, because people are too busy dealing with that. Oh, good. At least this means there'll be ore right here for us to just plonk straight into the creation of the power path. So there's that to be pleased about. Right, thank you. Okay, let me put a couple of these to... Oh, just that one, actually. Yeah, can't really be bothered to do the rest. Yeah, definitely take the piece of ore to the building, which is 5 miles away, instead of clearing the rubble and building the power path, which is right underneath your feet. You mischievous little man. Presumably, anyway. Oh, you can mend that on top of the rubble? Curious. What happens if you mend an erosion while there's rubble there? No, don't do that. Just pick up the ore. I want to see what happens. Oh, bandit, if I must possess your brain, I'll have to do it if it's necessary. Deposit resource, yeah. I want to see what happens. Does it clear the rubble, or does it just put it back to normal? Curious. So you don't get the ore out of it, but it does clear the ore it does clear the rubble instantly for you. Interesting. Have done a learning. Excellent. Oh dear, I don't know why I take such a bizarre pleasure out of discovering little things like that, but goodness knows that I do. Okay, we'll get that mended up, and then that should hold strong for a few minutes at least, because although these are starting to get damaged quite quickly, they seem to be completely resistant for a couple of minutes. Might just be my imagination, or it might not be. I'm beginning to realise that just drilling through this would have been far faster than having people faff around reinforcing it first, but never mind. Never mind, doesn't matter. Okay, good, that's finished. How many crystals? Just the one? Just the one. Okie doke. Yeah, because there's a concussion in Jet's future, but never mind. Yeah, so we've got a couple of seams here, which will give us another few crystals. It has also struck me I've completely forgotten the fact that we're supposed to be looking for crystals in this level. I don't know why, but so rarely is that a part of my calculus. So where can we go from here? Because this isn't going to lead us anywhere, so we're going to have to go off in this direction, which might swing around here. This doesn't seem like too much of a stretch, but I have a funny feeling it's not going to do that, and it's going to, like, drag us all the way down here and then loop us back around. Because if there's one thing I've learned about the level design of Baz, it's that it's not exactly straight lines, right? It's long, lusty curves. Not, that was a really bizarre thing to say. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. That was a really, really bizarre thing for me to say. I apologise. It's quite late in the day, and it's been a long day, so I shouldn't really be recording at this time, but I don't have a lot of other opportunities to work at the moment. So let's reinforce that first, so that it's at least vaguely safe for when people go over there. We should probably get down a couple more trucks. I'd quite like to get an upgrade station as well. Yeah, I'll pop my upgrade station here, I reckon. Get that mended. Because I want to upgrade... I was going to say I want to upgrade the trucks, but then that's going to consume a lot of ore. Or I perhaps can't afford right now. I'm going to err on the side of getting more trucks rather than upgrading them for no other reason than the requirement of ore, which is fascinating because, and I can't remember if I've mentioned this in a previous video or not, but I've certainly been thinking it in previous videos. I don't... Sadly, one of the statistics that YouTube spits at me is not what percentage of my audience is psychic, but I presume that you don't know my thoughts. So, no, I've thought sometimes that there's always such an abundance of ore in the sense that you always, assuming that you clear the problem before it gets landslided, there's always 4 pieces of ore under every single wall that you drill out. So, of course, ore is seldom a rare or precious resource, although it is required in quite large quantities. So, oh yeah, look at that. I know what that is. That's undiscovered lava, and I don't like it. Let's get another truck. Yeah, so interesting to have a level where you really do need quite a lot of ore, and there's something draining your ore all the time. Although saying that, I suppose Lake of Fire would actually be a decent example of a level where I might get a digger as well, actually. That might be easier, because that wouldn't get slowed down by the rubble so much and distracted by the other jobs. Yeah, maybe Lake of Fire is an example of a level where you need a bit of, you need a fair amount of ore, because there's relatively few rock faces that you can drill out, which makes ore scarce, and you need quite a lot of it for repairing the erosions because the islands are quite small and you need to protect yourself from... protect yourself from the lava. Right then, I need like a couple of people who are dedicated to drilling stuff out, or at least people who are dedicated to clearing rubble, because at the moment things are moving a bit tardy. I might build a kind of an outpost. Oh my Gideon, I've just realised. Oh my Gideon, I've just realised how mischievous this Baz person is. Oh my Gideons. So, obviously I can't get through here. I'm going to have to bust through here, which means getting a tunnel scout. Yes. Where's Jess? There we are. Let's get you in here, given that that is sort of thematically appropriate. Right, let me plonk this here, please. Thank you very much. I'm really glad there's no hard rock around here, because that'd be a massive pain in my bum. Right, let me see if I can sort this out. I've also realised that it really would matter if all this area got turned into lava, because then you'd have to upgrade the tunnel scout before, in order to drill these out, in order to get a piece of land that you could stand on. Otherwise, Jet'd have nowhere to stand. So, that'd be a pickle. What I'm going to do, I think... Do you have a hammer? No, you don't. Of course you don't. Yeah, what I'm going to have to do, I reckon, is try and mend this post-haste. Just so that this isn't a problem that's creeping up behind me. Yeah, so she can deal with that, and then we can bust through here, which will hopefully lead us onto the other side of this wall pretty fast. Because my concern is that we're going to bust through here, and it's going to expose some more lava somewhere, and Jet's going to be the only person who could sort it out. But of course, it's only one pair of hands. So, that would be tense and mischievous, but no, it's fine. It's fine! There's nothing to worry about apart from all of the lava and all of the everything else. Okay, so yeah, let's bust through here. Let me also go and check how... Okay, nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about on the erosion front. That's all lovely, and that's not too bad either. So yeah, let's bust through here, so we've got access, and then we'll build some power path along here. We'll keep this for the time being, just in case we need to use it for something else later, and then we'll work our way... Oh. Me and my big fat mouth saying at least there's no hard rock to deal with. He says there's a load of hard rock. Ejects itself into his retina. Oh good. Oh good. Good thing we've got this here in order to shorten the journey. Although saying that, I might move this yet closer. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll build another piece of power path here, and we'll get another tool store that's a little closer, I reckon. And then, And then the dynamite won't have to walk so far. Okay, good. This is getting sorted out relatively quickly. I'm grateful for that. Let me mend, or rather upgrade this if I get my words the right way around, and then we'll drill through here. No, we'll only leave these two parts, I think, which could potentially cause landslides. I can probably get rid of this now for no other reason so that they go over there instead of coming over here, but never mind. Never mind. Yes, let me get rid of this and get that off the screen because it always makes me paranoid that someone's died and I haven't paid attention. I love that. Wait. Would anybody pick up this piece of ore and put it over here, please? I'd be very grateful if someone would do that. No, of course not, because everyone wants sandwiches. Because how can you live without sandwiches? Oh my giddy god. What am I going to do? Nothing, basically, because there's nothing I can do until people finish. Right. I can see that nobody wants to cooperate with me here, so I'll do it myself. Thank you. Right. You want a job done right, you got to do it yourself, as the old adage goes. Okay. Oh gosh. Oh goodness, this got destroyed and I didn't even notice because I wasn't paying attention because I was being stupid. Okay, at least we've got lots of ore now, which is good. Perhaps I should start investing in an upgrade station. Although saying that, maybe like a super teleport pad and a better drilling machine would be a wiser investment. Just so that we don't need to worry about people's sandwiches anymore. I love that the tactics in this game are based around sandwich mechanics. I think that's slightly adorable in its ridiculousness. Oh no, but then that's going to drag everyone away because they're going to go and build that. Oh gosh, what have I done? I've been stupid. Can we at least have a look at this and see what's on the other side of it? Not a great deal. Oh good. Oh, massive waste of everyone's time. Yeah, let's actually clear a path through the rubble here. Otherwise everyone's going to get slowed down endlessly as they're walking through here. So let's clear that out a bit. Okay, well at least the trucks will get the bits and bobs put there relatively quickly. Okay, good, and that got mended as well. Okay, so it's not too bad. It's not going too disastrously, and I like that. I like that there's a slightly easier, and this might purely be because of the default setting of the lava erosion rather than anything else, but I like that there's a slightly easier level in the Baz Mod campaign which can introduce you to the lava mechanics, even though I don't really imagine anybody is playing Baz Mod first. But if at least this was built with a kind of mindset that this was a better campaign, this is kind of what the campaign could have been if it had been thought out differently, at least this acts as a bit more of a tutorial, because I cannot remember if the original tutorials talk about the erosion of lava and give you the opportunity to practice battling it or not. I cannot remember this fact, for I have not done the tutorials in an extremely long time. Right, we're all sorted in that department, so I reckon we're about ready to start blowing through here, but goodness only knows when that will actually start happening. Okay, well they're drilling stuff, which implies we're done in this department. We are indeed. Excellent. Okay, let's get ourselves a granite grinder for the sake of frugality, if that is a word, which it probably isn't. Again, I'd like to upgrade it, but I don't know as I can afford to be bothered at the moment. I kind of want to cancel the dynamite on that, but if I do it, it's probably going to cancel the drilling as well. So let's pretend like that isn't a problem. Yeah, let's pretend like it isn't a problem, because it is a problem, and it's going to be a problem I'm going to have to deal with in a minute. Right, Bandit. We have all decided as a community that clearing this piece of rubble is extremely important, and far more important than blowing stuff up. Yeah. Well, trust you to cause mischief and mayhem. Well, I suppose that speeds things up a little tiny bit. Okay then. So we want to drill, yeah, if we drill through here, there's another seam. Good, good, good. And then there's access to another cavern. So let us see what is awaiting us. Man, this drill is slower than I remember it being, mainly because I pretty much exclusively use the upgraded version, so naturally this seems slower by comparison. Also, we've been at this for 25 minutes and we're like halfway through the map. Oh my giddy aunt. I need to speed this up a little bit. Okay, any lava? No, just a heckin' load of hard rock everywhere. Oh good. Oh good. Giddy aunt. This is not going to hasten my pursuit to victory. That's not what this is going to do. Yeah, I'm going to have to get an upgrade station, aren't I? I don't think there's any point in beating around the brick. We're going to have to build an upgrade station. At least we don't need to worry about the lava for the time being. If you stop dancing for the entirety of 3 seconds, we'd all be highly grateful. Also, I could be completely mad, but wasn't Docs in there a minute ago? Am I going insane, or did they switch places and didn't tell me? I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna really bother cutting through these unless I have the time and the wherewithal, because at the moment, is it just me or are the radars smaller? They can't be, because I haven't updated this game in quite a long time. This doesn't even go anywhere. Yeah, I haven't updated this since 1.0. I don't think. I could be mistaken, but I don't think this is a more recent version than the 1.0. What's on the other side of this? Solid rock. Great. Is there anything anywhere, or is there just a great big layer of solid rock absolutely everywhere? No, it just looks like the radars have a smaller radius than usual. I don't know why that would be the case. And I don't know how that could be the case without me updating the game, so it's probably just me being completely crazy. But we will see. We will severely regret that we entrusted me with looking after this. Oh gosh. Okay, right. Let me just chuck a load of stuff here and then hope that the trucks sort the lion's share of that out instead of anything else. Is it possible for me to break through a path here? Yes, there is. Good. That will be quite important for speeding this process up a bit. Though we are going to have to bust through a bit of hard rock. Okie doke. Okay, that's been sorted already. That's good. Rather wish I could uncover a little ore here, so that they don't have to drive all the way back for it. But never mind, you can't have everything. Let me go and see how... Oh, gosh. The lava's creeping up on us. Not tremendously well. Now there's an interesting thing. I have a vague recollection that powered power path was more resistant to lava than unpowered power path. Is that true, or is that my brain being half destroyed and being completely unable to remember what happened many years ago when I was playing the original game? Especially since that's not the sort of thing you can observe without sitting there with a pocket watch. And by a pocket watch, I mean a stopwatch is the word I was looking for. Although a pocket watch would work as well, I suppose. Let me set that one to men, because people are going to have to walk and drive past that, at least until we bust through here. Which could take longer than anticipated. But, yeah, was it true that powered power path slowed lava down more? Because rock raiders walk faster on powered power path than on unpowered power path. Idiot. You never realise what a difficult and ridiculous name power path is until you've had to say it about 6 times in the space of a minute. Yeah, was either of that the case? Because powered power path must have some distinction from standard power path, right? It can't just be completely identical. Also, the piece of dirt that was in the middle of that tricked me into thinking it was an energy crystal seam with its greenness, but never mind. We need to go and find that tunnel scout again, don't we? Yes, we do, because there's no way to access any of this without it. Oh, good. I should probably get down and load those, actually. That would probably be a sensible thing to do with my day. Oh, and I can get more rock raiders now, because we've got the... Now that we've got the thing, words, face, combine. Oh, I got the upgrade station and never upgraded anything. Of course I didn't. Why would I do that? That would only be like, you know, sensible. It's freaking stupid. I'm sorry, alright? I am. Genuinely, I apologise. I don't mean to be such a grade A dunce. For some bizarre reason, I just am a grade A dunce. Alright, oh gosh. Let's get that mended. Right proper quick like. Weirdly that isn't good. The erosion on this area seems to be much slower. Probably because it's You hope it's silly? What, like the Isles of Scilly? Presumably that's not what you're talking about. I'm actually going to get this upgraded as well, and probably not bother upgrading that. I don't think there's a hell of a lot of point at the moment. Sorry, let me just turn my phone away from me. Sorry, it has a light flashing on it and is being most distracting. Sorry, that completely threw me for a loop for a minute, but never mind. Okay, there's another truck upgraded. There we go. So now let me send you off to drill this rough direction. I think I am going to reinforce... am I? Oh, you can't cancel that. Oh, you can't cancel erosion? Mending? That's weird. I don't think you could do that in the original game. In fact, I can't remember if you could cancel anything other than buildings, because of course they weren't hotkeys, so they had to like press a button down here in order to actually do that. But perhaps I am misremembering things. I'm honestly not sure. Oh, I say, the blob was a big wet blob. I'm also glad I upgraded the drill on this thing actually now, otherwise we'd have to walk all the way around the edge, and that would take forever. So that was a sensible thing to do with my day. But I don't think there's much point. It might as well just let this stuff erode. There's not a lot of point in consuming a whole load of ore, trying to keep it at bay. Oh, look at that. Okay, so it's definitely not immune to erosion, but once the erosion begins, it's no longer powered. Curious. Is that a bug or is that intentional? I don't know. I could believe that it's both, because once there's lava punching through the center of a thing, it's unlikely to be able to transmit electricity. But at the same time, I could also believe that that is a bug, given that I can't imagine that's the sort of thing that happens every other day. Yeah, I could get the granite grinder back to work now, couldn't I? Because we've got access to this area again. So we use this to bust through the bits that are a bit more difficult to reach. Although saying that, are we going to be able to reach anything over here? Presumably, I'm going to assume that there's some way of linking this area with another area. Otherwise, you'd need a tunnel transport in order to get the crystals across. Which, again, is a thing I could believe that Baz would require you to do. But I'm going to hope that it's not a thing that we're required to do. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. I think we do have enough crystals to finish. Can I see... 73, yes, there we are. So that's all the crystals that I've got, including ones that are being used to, for buildings and vehicles and all of that various jazz. Let me send you over here, I suppose. I don't really know what I'm doing with you, to be completely frank. So worst comes to worst, we could beam stuff up in order to finish, but of course I'd like to explore around and see what else we can find. How many trucks did I leave unupgraded? 1 or 2? Although saying that, we've kind of got the lava situation under control at the moment, so I'm not overly fussed at going too quickly about that. Is there solid rock here? Yes, there is. Darn it. Because I couldn't... Oh, I could maybe jump that. If I stand right on the corner and jump right to that corner, I might just be able to manage this. This might go disastrously wrong and we might see this thing fall in the lava. But hey-ho. Oh, it won't... Oh, no, it won't jump that far, will it? Oh, fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks. Never mind. Doesn't matter. We'll just have to keep on drilling and see what we find on the other side, and sincerely hope that it doesn't involve us getting a tunnel transport, because that's going to... Well, it's not going to take all day. It's going to take the entirety of 30 seconds, but... Yeah, there's nothing on the other side of this, is there, apart from solid rock? Nope. There's a whole lot of out. Oh, that's landslide resistant. I didn't know that. Huh. That's interesting. I knew it was I mean, obviously it's lava resistant because it flies over the lava, but no, that won't break through, will it? No, those two pieces will go. But other than that, no. No, okay, so there's definitely no way of connecting this up then, so we are going to need a person who can remember what buttons to press. He says, pressing all the wrong buttons and then realizing he hasn't upgraded half the stuff he needs to. Let me set a load more stuff to get repaired, because there's not a lot of point in saving the ore at this point, because we're not going to need it all that much longer. Jet! How fortuitous! How serendipitous! And many other long words ending in us. Right, let me break this down here, because drilling through this piece of dirt will be much faster than drilling through the seam, given that the tunnel scout has such a slow drill. And we can see how crystals bizarrely float on top of magma, which I've never quite understood, but have always rather appreciated. Okay, let's bring all of these other vehicles that we don't need back to base, because there's not a lot of point in them sitting around. This is some very rockalicious music. Okay, so we've got 4 crystals there, and 4 crystals there, and 4 crystals there. So it's going to take it, well, 5 trips in order to do that. So in the meantime, we should just kind of hold on to our hats and try not to let anything else get destroyed. So let me beam these various bits and pieces up, so that if nothing else, the folks can go and have their sandwiches. Given that we are dealing with sandwich mechanics. Okay, good. Sorry, I thought this piece of lava was here, but no, I misunderstood the situation. Shall I drive? Because I'm good at driving, which is why I keep crashing into things. Okay, I'm not so bad at driving that I sort of judder as we go along, but never mind. Let's do a bit of driving, given I never really show you that guilty on. Yes, I know, thank you. I mean, I didn't sort of notice, but that isn't the point. There we are, thank you, guilty aunt. broke the camera there for a minute. There we are. I never really show you the, It's not supposed to be doing that. Oh, can I drop it off at the outpost rather than taking it all the way? That would probably be efficient. Yes, I can, look at that! And then I can let Jet drive it, because she seems to be able to drive it in a better straight line than I can, because it seems to judder all over the place. Sorry about that. No, I know, I'm just very aware of the fact that obviously this game has all of the direct control over the people and the vehicles, and I don't really tend to use that very much, because we'll do it probably in levels like Run the Gauntlet and so on, which are more single vehicle or single raider based, but oh, we didn't drill through any of this. There's not a lot of point in drilling through this. I mean, there might be a few crystals in here, but I don't really know as I can be bothered, given that we've already gone 10 minutes longer than I would have liked. So I'm actually not going to bother doing that, as much as I do like to strip mine these places and drill out every piece of wall and show you what is within. Yes, don't forget that one that's practically invisible. Should we turn the lights on? Excellent. Now we can... I mean, we could already see where we were going, because where we were going was into the sea of light. But never mind. Right, let's drop these 2 off, and then we'll be about done with this mission, I reckon. Yes, I am very sure. It's like the shores of lava that we had to keep fighting back. Like battling the tide with a broom. Which I wouldn't really recommend, because it's a massive waste of time. Wear out your broom. Right then, we did the level and everything. Excellent. Did that expose anything down here? Yes, it did. I'm so grateful that that's a month into my future. Again, why can I see the seam of the picture? But never mind. All the others, it seems to be fine. No, not with that one. But, yeah. Which one's that again? I was going to say, is it just the Baz Mod ones, like the specific Baz Mod ones, but that isn't. I don't know, I am curious, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm going to have my little break, as usual, and then we'll have a go at... I reckon, and we'll leave for next month, because that sounds positively cheery and charming. So, yes, let me rest my voice for a few minutes. Right. Of got my blanket over my knee. I've got my cup of cocoa to hand, and I'm talking to people who probably only listen out of pity, and frankly I feel like a pensioner. But anyway, let's get on with the video game. Sensors aboard the LMS Explorer have, again, I hate to be a grammar goon, but have informed us that this is a hotspot for energy crystals and ore. You say that as if they congregate here like students at a club, but never mind. However, this cavern is very unstable and the ground is very uneven. Teleport down your rock raider team and find a flat piece of ground to build your base. Then collect 55 energy crystals. Oh, alright. Oh. You weren't kidding. Oh my Gideon, it's all knobbly and bobbly, but not nearly as knobbly and bobbly as the as one custom level I remember. Can't even remember what that was called, but goodness were it a nightmare of massive gradients. Do we have oxygen or not? No, we don't, because there's a timer there, which I didn't see because I'm a derp. Never mind. So yeah, that's why we need to build a base, because of course we need to zoom this thing out a bit so that we don't have quite such a fisheye lens going on. I don't know why I said fisheye lens, what I meant was microscope. The view of a microscope is what I was trying to say, but never mind. Yeah, we need to find somewhere flat. That's not very flat. What it might actually be wiser to try and do is just sort of place the buildings at completely random positions rather than try to find a place that's sort of big enough to handle lots of buildings. Just find a place where I can plonk like 1 or 2 buildings. So for example, I could put my teleport pad right here, for example, and then just get enough power path in order to connect them all up to the power station as and when necessary. So perhaps that will be a sensible way of doing this, or perhaps it won't. I'm not sure. Oh dear. I always find it rather stressful playing Baz levels that have oxygen requirements, because of course I haven't played them 15,000 times in order to know where all of the crystals are, even though here crystals do not seem to be the deciding factor. That's pretty flat. I wonder if I could possibly build a power station there, because if that's flat enough and that's flat enough, we might just get away with it. We might just get away with a bit of mischief. I see a bit of water there. Indeed. Yeah, let me clear this piece of rubble, literally, and see if I can... let me not see if I can put my power station there, because of course I can't find that information out yet. I need to find somewhere I can put my teleport pad first, because otherwise I can't access my power station, which is a bit of a pain in the bum. Could I put my teleport pad here, perhaps? Yes, I could. Yes, indeed I could. Put something there as well. Excellent. This might be the spot. This might be the spot of destiny. Yeah, in fact, I think I will put the teleport pad here, because I have a funny feeling this bit might just be flat enough. Yes, I reckon it will be. Okay then, so that means we want to put a piece of power path there, and a piece of power path, there, I think. I don't know why I struggle so much to remember the orientation of these things, but never mind. Yes, let me put a piece of power path there as well. And there's plenty of ore, so they can get straight on with doing that, and there's no excuse for tardiness. Thank you. We also built the second one first, which surprises me and also impresses me. Okay, so I'll plonk that there, and they're going to have to walk quite a ways, but perhaps it'll be alright. That bit of land is vaguely flat as well. I wonder... yeah, it's not flat enough. Otherwise we can build our support station there. Okay, so we've got enough land. We've got enough flat earth that we can... not that type of flat earth, crying out loud. That we can build everything that we need to. Although I am going to get someone just to clear a bit of rubble here, because I'm sick of people meandering over it at such a lethargic pace. Thank you. It's a tiny bit better. Okay, so there's the last barrier that we need, and then we just need one more piece of ore, which Jet has got, which I sadly delayed her by, but never mind. Okay, good, and we've already got enough ore to upgrade this, so that's a benefit. And then we can pop this here, very nice. And then we can pop the support station there as well when we're done. We're just going to need a little bit of power path along here in order to connect it all up so that everything is thoroughly electrified. I was going to make a joke about electric chairs then, and if it hadn't been for my cocoa, I would have actually said it. And then whilst drinking the cocoa, I suddenly realised how dark and macabre and insensitive that is. So I gladly decided not to do it. Didn't decide to not say it though, so you still know how horrific my brain is, even if you didn't discover it in quite the same horrific way that I was initially planning on it. Oh, I can't break through here, can I? We're gonna have to go through there. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. This isn't going to be inordinately fun. Well, I mean, the level will be inordinately fun, although I have no idea what inordinate actually means. I could have a guess, but I'd probably embarrass myself more than I already have. So, even though you might think it would be difficult for me to reach any deeper levels of embarrassment than the ones that I manage to plunge to every single day. But no, there's always further to fall. Okay, let's relax. Let's upgrade this, because we can do that immediately. Thank you. And then we'll pop this here, and then we'll be all ready to get to business. I could probably bring down another couple of people at the minute, actually. Yeah, because by the time that's finished, the air supply will be all right. It won't increase any further, of course, because we'll have 10 people and only one power station, so the oxygen won't go back up. But as we discover new caverns, that will add a little bit more oxygen, because I can't remember if I've mentioned it before. I feel like I probably have, given that this is like episode 7,692 billion. I feel like at some point I must have mentioned the fact that if you discover a new cavern, you get a little boost to your air supply, presumably because there's air in the cavern that you can now breathe, which previously wasn't being consumed by anything. We'll see if we can get a good we'll see if we can get an English sentence out of my face without me falling over my own tongue, which frankly isn't going to happen today, and certainly isn't going to happen any other day of the week. But we'll see if we can get an example of that now that this is stationary. In fact, I can use the numbers to show you even more easily if this doesn't sort of jump up a little bit. So let me allow everybody to have some sandwiches, and I really probably should be equipping people with weapons. I feel like if a rock monster was going to jump out, we probably would have seen one by now. But perhaps yes, perhaps no. Perhaps I should give them guns just to be on the safe side. Just finish my lunch, and let Axel finish his lunch as well. Just because I have a silly hat on doesn't mean I'm any more entitled to sandwiches than anyone else. Right, let's give everyone a gun, just in case. I don't think there'll be any monsters, but just in case. Now we'll bust our way through here, and we'll see what we find on the other side. Maybe a smoother frame rate, but probably not. So yeah, right now it's 9,837. See, look, you can see it's ticking up a little tiny bit, and now it's 10,047. There you are. See, I wasn't wrong and stupid. I was only the last one. Okay, right then, let's see. I was going to say, let's see what else we've got. We can't see what else we've got because no one's wandered over there in order to have a look yet. Once people start drilling, then we'll be able to see. Okay, so there's a pathway through here, which leads to a new cavern, which might lead us around the back end of here. In fact, it'll have to because there's nowhere else for it to go. What about over here? Yeah, maybe another pathway through here. Perhaps yes, perhaps no, perhaps so. Fiddlesticks. We haven't got nearly enough crystals in order to get... Gideon. In order to get any... to get any kind of a drilling machine. I love that you're just walking home instead of getting a job, but never mind. Enough things I yell at my teenage son. Let's get on with life. Let's get this stuff reinforced so that we can get some dynamite over here and see where that leads us. This is all hard rock, isn't it? By the colour. Yes, it is. I don't know why, but I always find it difficult to remember the colours of the green for the undiscovered stuff. So, yeah, there's not really any way to make this more efficient, is there, unless I put another tool store somewhere. I could probably put one there. Yes, not quite where I'd like it to be, but that will sort of do. So that'll just make it a little bit more efficient for us to, A, move dynamite around, and also, there's nothing much to look at. Also, words. Think, Phil. Communicate using the English language. You've only been doing it for 20 years. It'll make it faster, so if I have to explain this outpost system, given we used it in the last level relatively successfully. There's no point in telling you to do that, because you'll just go off and get a sandwich, and then the job won't get done because it'll be assigned to you, but you'll have to go off and get your lunch first. Okay, let me zoom... Who would want to zoom out that much? Kitty aunt. Yeah, let me zoom in on this area. Oh, I need to upgrade this as well, don't I? Otherwise they're going to get the dynamite from over here and my outpost will be nigh on useless. Kitty aunt. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. I apologise. I don't mean to be quite so tired, but unfortunately given the life my turn has taken... No, I meant that the other way around. Given the turn my life has taken, which is what I was trying to say, I doubt I'm going to have many opportunities to record when I'm at my best. So, hey-ho, this dreadful little corner of the internet's only going to get worse. Otherwise, I'm standing here looking at this as if there's going to be anything there, and I've also realised I just blew up the wrong one, because of course this map is reversed, because I'm facing it from the wrong direction. So, I could have done that a lot faster, but I didn't, because I'm a derp. We do have all the buildings that we need, if I can click on the right menu, to get a little truck. But I'm not wholly sure how much use that's going to be for us at the minute. Because I feel like a hard rock, or a machine that can drill hard rock, like a granite grinder, would be better. But A, finding somewhere flat enough... This is a lovely flat bit of land, actually. This would probably be a good place to build a tidy base. If you're the sort of tidy person that likes having a tidy base, and you're simultaneously a person that's the entire video hiccuping all over the show, this is why we don't drink cocoa while making videos, Phil. I apologise for the unprofessionality and imbecility, but yes, if you like tidy bases and you're also motivated enough in order to actually make yourself a tidy base after you've already built a different base, building one up here would probably be quite sensible. And if you knew this was here, you could probably bust through relatively quickly and get straight onto that. But of course I didn't know that the first time around. So let me set this to be reinforced, so that it doesn't come crashing down on someone's head. I was going to say we're not far away from exposing a new cavern, although if we do blow that piece out, we will expose a little crack that we can look through, if nothing else. What can we see on the far side of here? Nothing, because nobody's radar's deep enough for these things. Get on. I think I mentioned in the last video a bit of a discussion about trying to improve the usefulness of the geological sensor, and maybe making the radius of the standard scanners of individuals smaller would be a way to achieve that. How sort of useful and sensible it's going to be in terms of whether it's going to debalance the game, I suppose, for want of better terminology. I don't know how well that would work, but it is at least an idea. Something, yeah, there's another piece of dirt behind here that we need to sort out. Okay, so that's all well and good, but it hasn't really gotten us any further. And dragging a 6 foot tall fence post halfway to Aberystwyth is also going to achieve the grand total of nothing. We've got a few more crystals now. We probably could get something a bit stronger if we wanted to. The thing is I'm going to have to build the world's longest motorway of power path, Unless I build a second power station. I don't know if I'm going to bother to do that. Let me upgrade this. I could build this here, couldn't I? Yes. What I'll do is I'll put a piece of power path there, and I'll probably make a second power station, which I don't think is going to be any faster or more efficient, but I honestly can't be bothered to build a huge long string of power path, because that's going to look very messy and untidy. So, there's a joke in there about my awful hair, but frankly I'm so tucking out I can't even think of it. So I'll put the pieces on the floor and you can work it out for yourself. It's like the IKEA of comedy. So let me build my power station, or secondary power station, dedicated power station, and I can also set that to get going as well, straight away. And then we can see about getting some vehicles in order to help us get on with these jobs a little faster, because at the moment things are going dreadfully slowly. In fact, let me do it myself, because frankly I can't bother to wait for someone else to do it. Right, Axel! Presuming that you do actually have a face these days. Yes, indeed you do, and you didn't have a face for so long that I've actually forgotten what your face looked like. But that isn't the point. Let me do this myself. We can use the radar in order to monitor how the building is getting on. Let me pick this up and not prime it. Oh, it reminds me of how we ended the last video actually, with getting into a vehicle with dynamite. I'd forgotten about doing that, but I remember it now. I remember how disastrous it was as well. Right, let me plonk this here. Dynamite wall, yes. Yes, please. Scamper away! I don't really know what I thought that was going to achieve, but I thought it would achieve more than that. Also, am I completely mad? But no, you've got printing on your legs, Sparks. You've got printing on your legs, and you've got printing on your legs. Why doesn't Axel have printing on his legs? Did Axel... Why does this sound like the beginning of that Spandau Ballet song? Great, you butchered the pronunciation of that, Phil, and that was English. Sorry, just the melody came back to me for a second there, and I got all confuzzled. No, the printing on the legs. So in the cutscenes in Rock Raiders, of course, the characters had printing on their legs, and they didn't in the theme, because, unless I'm completely wrong, and I could be here, but if I remember correctly, the first minifigure that was sold that had printing on the legs, simultaneously also printing on the arms, was the Boba Fett figure in the first edition of Cloud City, which was sold in something like 2004, I want to say. It's one that goes for stupid amounts of money. Although saying that, it's far from the most expensive figure that LEGO have ever produced. I think I seem to remember a friend telling me about a Spider-Woman minifigure, which was only given away at like a convention or something, so there's only a tiny number of them in the world, and that goes for like 12 grand, which kind of blows my head off, because that's like more than some people's cars are worth, which frankly amazes me, to think that 2 inches of plastic can go for that much money. And what do you transport it in? An armoured lorry that they usually use for transferring the money in bank vaults? I don't know. But, man, can you imagine the price per gram at that level? Sheesh. Sheesh. Oh yeah, let's actually get a vehicle, given that's kind of the whole reason we were doing this. And let's put me in it. Let me put this on the floor. I'll put myself in it, otherwise I'll be too transfixed by the prospect of a sandwich. Wouldn't be the first time that's happened. What? Oh. I sent him to mine something which is actually would have been blown up because I wasn't paying enough attention. Right, no, back to leg printing. Yes, the Boba Fett figure in 2004, to the best of my knowledge, was the first figure to ever have printing on its arms and or legs. Which of course means, given that the Rock Raiders theme presumably came out in the late 90s, given that's when the game came out. There's no laugh or anything, is there? No, good. Of course, the figures in the theme didn't have printing on their legs, but to the best of my recollection, they did have it in the cutscenes, which is interesting. Interesting to know that the idea of putting printing on the legs was at least as old as at least as old as 1999, even if it didn't actually come to fruition until 2004 or 2005 or whenever that set was produced. But Yeah, I'm just trying to rack my brain to remember if Axel actually had printing on his legs in the cutscenes, or whether he just had plain grey legs. Because he doesn't seem to have any printing here, and yet the others do, so I'm getting a little confused about that. But perhaps we can review a cutscene at the end of this level, because we've got the cutscene viewer in the game now, because, oh, darn it. Oh, for goodness sake, what a great big waste of my time, don't know why I bothered making this thing. Right, where's Jet? There's Jet, come here. Well, more just to the top of the hill, and then down the hill, and then over the river, but never mind. If you would like to fly up into the clouds, then good luck, because we're underground, and I'm pretty sure an underground cloud is pretty much impossible, but I'm not a cloudologist. But never mind any of that rubbish. Right, you know another thing I'd like to try, actually, and that's building a bridge. Because there was a custom level we played... Oh, dear. Jets and concussions just go together like bacon and eggs. There was a custom level that we played a long time ago. In fact, all the custom levels I played a long time ago, because I haven't done one in donkey's years. But, yeah, there was a custom level, not customs level, which has like a platform where you jump over long-winded forms. There was a custom level called New Zealand, I think it was, which we played some time ago, which had a little tutorial in it, where if you built a piece of power path on either sides of a piece of water, so imagine this was a piece of ground, and you built power path here and here, then this would turn into ground as well. I don't know if that was a mechanic which was unique. Do you have a hammer? You probably don't, do you? You should do have a hammer. How fortuitous. Is that an energy crystal seam or a recharge seam? It's an energy crystal seam. Okay, so we do need to get through that at some point. Actually, no, let's mine through here, because there might be a way to link up if we break through here. Yes, I can't remember if that bridge building mechanic was unique to that custom level. I feel like it probably wasn't, otherwise they would have had to program that in, presumably. Presumably that is a feature that exists in this game, it's just something I've never noticed before. In any of the levels. Perhaps it's used in like the remaster campaign or something, because I've heard that the mechanics in the remaster campaign are quite different from the mechanics in the standard levels. I don't know whether that's just in terms of the tactics you have to employ, in terms of like defending your base and allocating your miners around and so forth, or whether there's something more to it than that, like building bridges and stuff. I genuinely don't know. I have not played any of the remaster campaign apart from the Driller Knight level. As curious as I am to see the rest of it, I'd rather, if we ever do the remaster campaign in videos, I'd rather do it fresh, and it being the first time that I've seen any of those levels. With the exception of Driller Knight, of course, which I did because I wanted a sample that I could try to generalise from in terms of how different it was, and goodness, it's different. So yes, perhaps that bridge building is something that they put in there for the remaster campaign, and then someone decided to employ it in a custom level. Then they did that. Why would they have the tutorial in it? I don't know. And now that I think about it, was that custom level played so long ago that was before the multiple campaigns were put in? Perhaps it was. Perhaps it wasn't. Perhaps I have absolutely no idea, because A, it was a long time ago, B, I probably wasn't paying that much attention at the time, because I spent most of my time telling appalling jokes. But other than those mitigating factors, everything's tremendous. Right. Let's break our way through here, and then we can let Jet go back and have her dinner, and the granite grinder can deal with the rest of all of this mining, including this hard rock stuff. Go have your sandwiches! Or don't carry on working if you so desire, goodness. Thought not getting a lunch break was against the Geneva Convention or something, but apparently not. Apparently not. Okay, so there's some more hard rock on the back of here, so this again will probably lead off somewhere, otherwise how would we access all of this, including this big dip over here? But before we go over and do that, I might just drill out the rest of here. A, because I want to see if there's any other pathways, and B, because I just want to I swear, my face is shutting down. Day by day, I'm losing the ability to contort the muscles in my face. I'm sure we're all looking forward to the day when that process comes to fruition. Yeah, I just want to see if there's any other pathways or things I could access through here. Which, by the look of it, it's a maybe. There might be something through here. Yeah, maybe. But not. No. No, there's just a line of solid rock then. Alright then, that's, oh, saying that, maybe there's something we could bust through here, actually. Yes. Yes. I'm curious about this now. Yeah, because look, if we could break through here, then we get to that seam, which I think is here. Yes, and then that would link up this area here. Okay, that could be useful. For what, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to pretend like it's really useful for something, and invest my time and effort into doing it. Really are not a lot of crystals in this level, are they? How many crystals do we need again? 55 or something? How many have we got in total? 31. That's not too bad, given there's 8 more in seams that are right in front of us. Are you sure these are both initial crystal seams? Yes, they are. That looks more yellowy, and that looks more neon to me. That's kind of high vis, and that's more tennis ball. So I'm getting slightly confused by that, but never mind. That's a nice flat bit. I was just thinking you could maybe build the docks in order to speed this up a bit. But I was thinking there's nowhere really flat enough, but then again that bit would be flat enough. But then really you'd want it to be a bit more sort of over here. Although saying that, do you need the power path bit to be flat? No, no you don't. So you could build that without having to worry about the elevation. So that's not too much to worry about. Because the nice things you can possibly see with this piece of ore here about having these large gradients is when you clear rubble and things, some of the ore tends to fall down to the sea line. And by sea line I mean the seashore, where she sells seashells. Yeah, so sort of rolls down the hill, as it were, which means the rapid rider can immediately pick it up and move it along without you having to faff around with picking it up and putting it there yourself. I don't guess we could get an upgrade station, could we? Yes, we can probably afford that, although I don't know whether we've got the people in order to actually construct it or not. And again, that's consuming more crystals that we're probably going to have to beam stuff up for at the end, unless there's a like a great big river of crystals or something somewhere that we will eventually discover. Some sort of big treasure trove, like in Frozen Frenzy or Rock Hard, which would seem sort of reasonable to assume that something like that might happen, given that they did say this was a hot spot for them. So you'd imagine there would be more than the amount that we found, although I have consumed quite a lot with various different vehicles and buildings that, strictly speaking, I didn't need. So let me bust through here and get this seam uncovered so that they can be moving those crystals back. That's another thing, I'd like to get some trucks and stuff in order to allow them to speed up a bit, but there isn't really I don't really have the resources for that at the minute. But yeah, let me just expose those crystals so that once they're done building, they can come back and get those. So, what's the situation on the ground? Actually, it's better than I thought it would be, which frankly is a small miracle. Okay then, wow, I bet you felt silly walking all the way around here with that crystal when you could have gone that way, but never mind. Never mind. Let's bring the radar over here to follow and set it to track. Is that tracking? Goodness only knows. I've drilled the wrong wall again. Oh, good. Spiffing, marvellous, excellent, absolutely topping. Topping, for crying out loud. There's an adjective. Bollocks. Oh, goodness. Could the whole heckanody run the other way? Probably not, no. Oh, God. Oh, he's gonna, oh, yeah, if you get out, you can shoot him. And by you, I mean me. Why can't you drill rock monsters to death, Don't trust me with a gun, for crying out loud. Shoot him in his rocky buttocks. Good job, me. He better not frickin' escape. They can't escape in the corners, can they? They better not be able to. Oh, no, he can escape. No. They can escape in the solid rock, you frickin' idiot. Oh, there's nothing to worry about. They can't escape in the corners. My order is don't pick up the frickin' useless ore, pick up the frickin' vital crystal. Giddy aunt. Right. That learned me a lesson, didn't it? Right, Bandit. I'm going to overpower your mental faculties for a brief moment and make you get in this thing, but then I'll walk it vaguely near the sandwich shop. So you'll hate me slightly less after that, I hope. Right, yeah, I'm going to bring this back to the power station and beam it up so that we can get a laser machine instead, because I need to upgrade this, which I had forgotten. I was thinking I needed the... whatchamacallit, the mining laser, but no, of course I don't. Okay, let me... Yeah, if we beam this up, we'll have plenty of crystals, probably. Yeah, to recoup the ones we've just spent. So yeah, let me just beam that up. There we go. Then people can move these crystals in, and hopefully they'll go for those ones soon enough as well. In the meantime, however, I'm going to plop somebody in here, because now at least we have a vehicle that can both mine and defend itself. And I'd like to upgrade it, but I don't know if I can be bothered to wait long enough. Although, saying that, if I... Oh no, it's alright, because the Brickster's coming to save the day. Who would have thought such a set of eventualities would take place? The answer to that question is not me. I have an engine, please. Which is pretty much the most important thing. And we'll also have the laser upgrade as well, if you don't mind. I don't think we'll bother with the terrain thing, because I can't possibly imagine there's going to be any lava in this level. But I said the same thing about the monsters, and look what kind of a pickle that got us into, in the sense that I lost a crystal or two. So I wouldn't really trust me to accurately describe, define, or predict anything. But never mind. Oh my Gideon, I'm having to walk such long ways with all this ore. Such a massive waste of time. Yeah, a couple of little trucks, I guess. Now that we've got the station, we could upgrade them as well. So, yeah, let me get a couple of trucks and just start upgrading them. Oh, good. Oh, good. I wasn't in the middle of a nice, relaxing jump cut whilst I was attempting to get work done. That wouldn't have been very visually interesting. I'm going to have a look at that in a minute and sincerely hope that there's no monsters in it which are about to scamper towards my laser thing and destroy it. Right, who still needs upgrades here? You do, yes. Thank you. There we go. Okay, well there's a couple of trucks if nothing else. Right, what's the situation? Why do you look darker? Well, you look a lot darker. I'm not crazy for thinking that, right? Those monsters look darker than those ones. It's like two bits of chocolate made a different amount of cocoa, or different amount of milk, or whatever it is that's the difference between milk chocolate and dark chocolate. I have no idea. Let me shoot you in the face, or the pecs, or the bum, or the anything really. I honestly didn't care. Okay, I'll let them escape if they want to, because I'm just that much of a pacifist. No, because they haven't eaten any crystals, and thus I don't give a rat's bumhole whether they run away or not. Haha, unless I shoot them and murder them, then I don't mind. Okay, right. Yeah, let me just get rid of these two, and then we'll be able to carry on with our lives without dealing with these spooky monsters. Sorry, I still can't shake the concern within my brain that we're just dealing with innocent creatures attempting to protect their food stocks, rather than actual monsters that are attempting to kill us out of some form of malice. So, yeah, that's just playing on my mind a little. Do you mind not smashing me to pieces? I know I've just attempted to murder 4 of your friends, but you know, there's no need for violence, unless it's me doing the violence, of course, in which case there's every need for it. Okay, this is going to be interesting because I'm... Oh, Gideon. Oh my Gideon! I have revealed him and also slowed his animation down, which is curious. Could you stop smashing things to pieces, please? Could you stop smashing things to pieces, please? I'm going to shoot you in the bum for that, mischievous man. Yeah, this is going to be interesting because I'm going to have to kind of reveal crystals in dangerous places. Because of course there's going to be any number of monsters that come and try and steal them. In fact, I'm not going to mine that out. We don't need it. The trucks could come and get it at a decent pace, but I mean, I could bring the trucks over here first before I mine it out, but that would require coordination and effort, which are two things that I am far too tired to give. So you'll pardon me if I deal with this stuff instead, and just try to mine things out a little bit and see what we can find. Tell you a thing that might make sense. Perhaps have this as like a more optional setting rather than a core gameplay mechanic. But if there was a kind of almost like an action stations on the monster side, whereby if one monster gets woken up, he can wake up local friends. So this monster, for example, who has just been shot in the face, could wake up these two, and so that they come to help him as well, rather than me being able to pick them off one by one. Which, although a fine strategy, is a little unfair on them, perhaps. So yeah, perhaps some sort of ability for the monsters to wake up their brethren would be, ha, I got you, little beast. Oh, giddy, aren't you going to get me in a minute? I really hope that he's not going to turn in this. Oh, goodness, there's two of them. Okay, good, they're not after me. I don't really know what they are after, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to have to try and get after them, which is going to be real difficult because they're going to walk over the rubble, which is going to speed them up massively. Right, shoot him in the bum! Good, he's dead. Right, giddy aunt. I don't know, they're going to outrun everyone on that rock. Oh my giddy aunt. Oh gosh. Save the day, Jet! Thank you, Jet, you saved the day. Giddy aunt, that was a bit scary actually. Perhaps I should erect some electric fence now that I know this is a pickle. But where though? Everywhere is the answer to that question. Yeah, let me just try and erect a bit of fence. Just in slightly more sensitive areas. Just plunk a bit there, and there, I suppose. It's not pretty, but it'll get the job done. But, there's another horrific joke in there, which again, I won't make. I won't even tell you what that one was. But, yeah, I'll drill through this for a minute, which will give the trucks a bit of time to sort out the fence, so that at least we don't need to worry about too many monsters just running towards the base and blowing things up. And I can make use of just holding down the button instead of having to frantically click it like some sort of crazy person, which is going to speed this up. Well, it's going to speed it up only marginally, but it's going to make it a lot less clicky for you to listen to, which is going to be lovely. Okay then, what's the fence situation like? Has the fence been done? The fence has been done. It's been done marvellously. It doesn't stink of creosote, so aren't we all just positively chipper about that? Okay, let's start mining in this rough direction and see what else we can find. Oh good! More monsters. Whoop-de-doodle. Loads of them. Great. I should probably send this large mobile laser squad off to get mended as well at some point, but never mind. Ha ha, you should have gone in that piece instead, but you didn't because you were a derp, but you're also a dead derp now. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, let me get rid of the last. And by the last ones, I mean the other 80%. This one doesn't seem particularly interested. Curious. I don't much mind, but I am confused if nothing else. Kitty, I don't think I actually hit that one properly, but never mind. Yeah, this one's cross at me. Yeah, this one's a very cross fellow. Also, is it just me, or can you? I know you can kind of aim these up. Oh, that's interesting. It's kind of like almost like a kind of sticky aim, as it were. If that's a word, which I don't think it is. Well, it's not a word. It's two words at best. No, once you sort of target over a monster, it almost seems to sort of stay there a little bit. You can sort of move around a little bit, and it doesn't move around as much. It doesn't sort of track the mouse quite as much as it does on rock. I wonder if that's specifically there to aid in battle. Perhaps yes, perhaps no, perhaps it doesn't matter. Okay, let's get rid of this last one. Now that it's vaguely reasonable to use the word last. Thank you. And then we'll have a look at this situation. Is there anything on the other side of this, or is it just more hard rock? No, it's just more hard rock. Okay, we'll come and do that at the end if indeed we have time, given that we're apparently already at 1 hour and 20 minutes for this video, which is kind of horrific now that I think about it, but never mind. Yeah, let's drill through a bit of here and see what we find. Hopefully fewer monsters, although somehow I doubt it. No, just a load of heckin' load of hard rock. Oh, well, we're nearly at the dip. How exciting. I'm kind of scared of what we're going to find in that dip. I feel like this is a lava laughter sort of situation, and we're going to find a load of crystals on the far side of a load of sleeping monsters. But we shall have to wait and see. I do like that you can drill the corners now, or the vertices, or whatever you want to call them. Well, it's got the pond, much like Lava Laughter had. In fact, I should probably drill that out just so that monsters can't spawn out of it. Yeah, it's got the pond if it doesn't have the crystals and the monsters, so isn't that just lovely? Okay, let's drill through a bit of here and see what we can manage. I might try something a little sneaky. What I'd like to do is drive this onto the corner here and then try and drill these out from a distance. Yes, here we are. This should work quite nicely. Because, in fact, no, this isn't going to work quite nicely at all, actually, now that I think about this. No, that's not spending crystals. Good. I don't think it spends a crystal until the crystal meter is filled up. So, that much makes sense. No, what I was thinking is if a monster spawned out of here, they wouldn't be able to come and attack me because there'd be this bit of rock in the way. But then I realised as soon as we started revealing crystals that, of course, they would just eat the crystals instead of attacking me, and I wouldn't be able to fight them probably because I wouldn't be able to get up close and personal. So I kind of realised that my really clever plan was a really stupid plan. But hey ho, I should have realised that the moment that my brain became cognizant of the fact that the plan had come from me. Right, let's see what else we have got to see. There's another little dip over here. Not sure what all of this is about, but it looks sort of interesting and exciting. It doesn't have any monsters in it, which as far as I'm concerned makes it a lovely cavern. Hopefully the trucks are coming to mind on if that's out. While we're here, actually, we might as well. Well, that's spent a crystal. Do we have a recharge seam? I feel like I haven't seen it. Oh no, there's one over there, that's fine. I was going to say, I feel like I haven't seen a recharge seam or level. Because Manic Miners is full of recharge seams, for obvious reasons. Not because of a bug whereby the crystals get drained randomly when monsters spawn, but because of crystals getting drained by the use of laser vehicles, of course. So naturally you need to have recharge seams in every level, and if you don't have one, then you really shouldn't be using lasers. I do find myself wondering if that's another thing I might use in the remaster campaign in order to add a level of difficulty to it. Although saying that would work with slugs as well, actually, if you had a level that had slugs in it and didn't have a recharge seam in it, then that would be a real interesting state of affairs. Which also makes me realise that slimy simple level, which was which we saw the icon for, is probably a tutorial on how to battle slugs. Could we make a breakthrough here? Because that would massively shorten people's commutes. Where? There, on the stair. Oh good. Oh goodness gracious me. Let's see what sort of pickle this leaves us in. No pickle at all. Excellent. It makes for a boring sandwich, but it also makes for less eaten crystals, so ain't that just grand. Right, we'll set that to be reinforced in the hope of discouraging any more monsters from coming through, and then we'll carry on drilling through here. Yes, as I was talking about before, with needing a tutorial level, or at least a level to practice on, for the lava, it would also be great to have something like that for the slugs as well, because goodness knows, they hit you hard and they hit you fast and they hit you without any kind of practice in back to basics. Because even if there is a level, I know there's a tutorial level on, I think it's called Defending Rock Raider HQ, which teaches you about bad guys, but I don't know if that teaches you very much about slugs, and it probably teaches it to you in an overly glorified fashion of suggesting there's only going to be one at a time when you're only going to need to shoot it once or twice and then it'll disappear. So, yeah, there we are. That should shorten people's commutes a bit. Now we can come over here and see what we've got in this big blob that's here. Yes, yeah, if slugs were featured in that tutorial, then they were grossly oversimplified. And even if they weren't grossly oversimplified, that tutorial would have been so long ago, given that Back to Basics is the second to last mission. Well, strictly speaking, it's the third to last mission, according to the briefing in Hot Stuff, I think. But I think I can generalize and say that every single person who ever played Rock Raiders did Hot Stuff first and then did Back to Basics later, given how much easier Hot Stuff is compared to Back to Basics, and Hot Stuff is not a tremendously easy level. But given I think it's uncontroversial to say that Back to Basics was the most difficult level in the entire game, that means that by comparison any other level is going to seem easy. So, goodness, this is riveting, isn't it? No, I'm not talking about just drilling through a load of hard rock and staring and not a lot happening. I'm talking about... oh, goodness gracious me. I'm talking about my appalling yammering. Right, let me just wait for someone to come and get that crystal, which is going to be Jet, who's going to have to walk over about 15,000 tons of rubble. And I can't even tell a truck to go and get it instead, because the large mobile laser cutter is sitting on it. Right, let me try and get rid of at least one or two of you. I'd rather Jet came and got the crystal first, but I don't know if I'm going to bother to stand around that long, so you'll forgive me if I employ violence sooner rather than later. Yeah, there's Jet, good, so that crystal's on the move at least. There we are, that's the end of you. Now I can get rid of you two, and then that will give us another 12 crystals on the out of those 3 seams, assuming there's none anywhere else. I doubt there will be. Can they not break through seams? I feel like they'd probably be breaking through 1 or 2 of these ore seams. Yeah, I feel like they would have gone for that one or that one rather than that one if he was capable of going through a seam. So that's interesting. They can't go through seams. Which I guess makes sense because, of course, you can't reinforce a seam. So you'd be unable to prevent them coming through without mining it out. So that would be a weakness. You wouldn't be able to reinforce your mine from being overtaken by monsters. Is there anything through here? Probably not, but we'll have a quick look at it anyway, just to be on the safe side. And then once we've done that, we'll be about done, I reckon. There's a little bit there, but is there anything on the far side of there? Nope. Is there anything on the far side of here? Nope. So there's just this here, which I might tell you to drill out, because I don't know if we'll have time to do that with the laser cutter. But yeah, we'll drill through here quickly, and then we will, I didn't mean for this video to go on quite as long as it did, but I guess that's kind of inevitable. What with the levels getting later, the levels are naturally going to be larger with higher objectives, so eventually I'm going to have to bite the bullet and stop doing 2 levels in one video, and we'll have to do the levels 1 at a time, which I mean we're going to have to do by the time we get to things like Back to Basics and Rocky Horror and Hot Stuff and all that jazz. But I'm not entirely sure when that moment's going to come along, but come along I'm sure it will. Okay, let's drill this out and see off, or blast it out, shoot it out, laser it out, goodness knows what we're doing to it. Yeah, just the 1 crystal there, but better than nothing. Yes, so how many crystals are currently in transit? There's a couple with you, but other than that, I think that's all of them. Alright, because goodness knows if you've been sitting here for, what has it been, I don't know, an hour and a half by now, if you sat through the last 90 minutes of this without either A, falling asleep, or B, switching off, then I imagine you can sit here and watch another 30 seconds of not exactly fascinating footage and not exactly riveting ramblings. And we'll reveal these last 5 crystals, which admittedly is a lot more than I thought we were actually going to find there. So let's let those get picked up. I get why that happens, because there's 5 crystals and there's 5 trucks. So it assigns the first crystal to the first truck, but then the first truck is busy, so it assigns then the second crystal to the second truck. But then the second truck is busy, so it assigns the third crystal to the third truck, and so on. I kind of wish that what it did was it would assign a little group of crystals that are right next to each other to one truck, so that one truck would get it, pick them all up, and then go away in one trip, rather than having 5 trucks go to the same place, pick up one item each, and then come home. I don't really know how you'd program that in, given I know nothing about... Oh, how convenient. I'd also completely forgotten that we actually had an objective to complete. Told you we plumbed new depths of stupidity, or was it new depths of embarrassment I was talking about before? I genuinely cannot remember. How the hell did I forget that? Never mind. Given I know absolutely nothing about programming whatsoever, I can't even begin to know whether that would be simple or complicated to program, but... What's that? Is that a small spider? Oh, it is! Goodness, you can see the little varmints as they wander around. That's interesting. They were never marked on the, They were never marked on the original radar, although there's a dusty memory in the filing cabinet of my brain, marked many, many years ago, which says that you could get your mouse over. If you could see that there was a spider somewhere on the map, you wouldn't be able to see it on the radar, but you could put your mouse over the top of it, even though it wasn't marked, and the message would still come up, perhaps. Am I correct in thinking that, or is my memory of hearing the chief say small spider because I would hover over it like this? I genuinely don't know, and I cannot give you an answer to that because I am stupid. But other than that, this knobbly-bobbly landscape has been thoroughly strip-mined, and everything is excellent now. So, I reckon that is about the end of that mission. I did like that the monster didn't come in until quite late into the mission, because A, that was sneaky, and B, it was vaguely entertaining for you, I hope, because it means that I got caught off guard horribly. Never mind, I didn't get all of the crystals, because of course a monster managed to eat a couple of them, so I apologise for that, but never mind. I said we were going to look at Axel's trousers, didn't I? Which is a bizarre thing for me to want to look at, but never mind. Here's a good example. Yes, Axel does have printing on his legs. Curious. So why doesn't my Axel have things on his legs? I do not understand the answer to this question. Where's Axel? Oh, he's here. Perhaps I can put some printing on his legs, since I've got no idea what the printing would be. Somehow I doubt it would be... Somehow I doubt it. I don't know which of these it would be. I don't know. I will try to figure that out. I'll get a picture of something, of Axel more specifically, and I'll try to fix his legs in time for next month, if I remember, which I probably won't because I have a memory the length of a drawing pin. But other than that, everything has gone swimmingly well, so I apologise that video was longer than they usually are, but never mind. Yeah, I genuinely have no idea when we're going to have to transition over to single videos, or a single level per video, which is going to be really... Oh, there's another... Goodness, there's like 5 unique Baz Mod levels right here. That's interesting, because there's only like 8, I think, in total, so that's... There's number 6. Any more? There's 7, there's 8. Oh goodness, so these are the last ones then? Perhaps, yes, so perhaps these are the last 3 unique levels that we'll see, and then everything else will be a remake of another level we've seen. Also, the tape seems off-centered there. Never mind, it doesn't matter. But yes, next month we'll do... And one of... Which oddly seems to take place in a rock biome, which is bizarre, but never mind. And... Yeah, we'll pick one of those two. It'll probably be... It'll probably be that one for the sake of the theatre of it all, but we shall see. Perhaps that'll be an introduction. I was going to say an introduction to Ice Mods, but no, of course we had that in Frozen Frenzy, didn't we? Because I'm a derp and I can't remember what the hell I'm doing in my life. But no, at some point we'll have to transition over to doing single levels per video. Not sure when that will be, but that will that'll slow down the series even more. Because even if we did continue to do 2 levels, I think this would still last about 5 months or something, which is insane. No, because another 5 months when he gets another 10 levels. I didn't mean 5 months, I meant significantly longer than that. Maybe 3 years. Goodness only knows. Can't possibly imagine doing this for that long. But hey ho, none of that matters. I apologise for talking your ears off, but never mind. I'll yeah, you're the one I'm going to have to deal with next week, aren't I? And by next week, I mean next month, gladly. Yeah, get the hell out of here and come back next month. Thank you. So I'll say thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen, and putting up with my inane rambling. Look after each other, and good night.